From TRON Lightcycle Run's cast previews to Dorney Park proposing a 2024 B&M dive coaster, there's just so much to dive into this week here on The Thrill Life.
What's up, guys? It is Coasters and Things here today, back again with another episode of The Thrill Live. Once again, I'm joined by Beyond the Thrills.
What's going on, everyone? I was just saying to Jason before we started this episode, I was worried this time last week that we were not going to have much or anything at all to talk about for this week's episode. But boy, was I wrong, because a lot of amusement park news dropped this past week, including a proposed B&M dive coaster for Dorney Park. So do we start there?
Yeah, let's start there.
All right. So for those that don't know, and I'm pretty sure everyone that is watching this podcast is pretty aware by now because of, all the theme park news going around right now. I'd say this is the most popular. So Dorney Park proposes new B&M dive coaster for 2024 to be placed in Stinger's former location. Is this model a good fit in Dorney's lineup?
Well, first of all, so Dorney, they put in a request to add a major attraction in the land next to Possessed, where Stinger used to be, and before that, where Laser used to be, if you're a longtime Dorney Park fan. The attraction is set to be 162 feet tall. It'll take up 2.7 acres. All signs point to a roller coaster. At the top of the batting order for coaster models is a B&M dive coaster. Enthusiasts dissected the plans and came up with a layout. The layout fits a dive coaster very well, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't turn out of the station, so my friend Mike, Coaster Crusaders, No Limits Creation right here on the screen. It'll go up the lift hill instead of turning like on Valraven, how Valraven makes a left turn out of the station up the lift hill. Instead, you'll just go directly up the lift hill, stop, like every dive coaster does, drop. Immelman, yeah. Then it's a zero-G roll?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. And then there's another inversion, right?
Yeah, it looks like it might be an inclined loop, actually, which we haven't seen an inclined loop on a dive coaster, I don't think. I don't think so either. A lot of the stand-up roller coasters have inclined loops, like Green Lantern, I know, has one. Yeah, Rougarou, which used to be Mantis, has one.
Yeah. Hydra kind of has one, but for a floorless coaster, but not really. Some say it's more of an overbank, but it is a loop. You do go upside down.
Yeah, it looks like it'll have 3 inversions-ish, I think.
Yeah, something around that. And then it'll turn back into the station.
Yeah, B&Ms are always safe, quality coasters. Parks love them because they have such great track records. Guests love them because they are big, graceful, and thrilling all in one ride.
Yeah, and like you said, they're very reliable.
Yes, they are. Now, for 2 other options I could see if it's not a dive coaster, a B&M wing coaster or a Mock Ride's Big Dipper. I'd say the layout is not too far off from either of those.
Well, why don't you mention what was leaked this afternoon about Dorney?
U.S. Customs records organized by company. 498 U.S. shipments available for Bolliger and Mabillard. Incorporated, updated weekly since 2007. Date, February 3rd, 2023, so about 4 days ago now. Supplier, B&M. Customer, Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom. Details, equipment for amusement rides roller coaster.
So this could be parts for Talon and Hydra, or it could have something to do with the dive coaster. Or, like I said, it could just be parts for Talon and Hydra. This could have all just happened at the same time.
Yeah.
The dive coaster gets leaked, and then a couple days later, this comes out. So it could just be a coincidence, or it could actually have to do with the dive coaster.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Dorney is getting a dive coaster because it's Dorney Park. But anyways, I would see them getting a smaller
neglected in the Cedar Fair chain. Sad but true.
I would see them getting a smaller coaster well before I'd see them getting a $20 million dive coaster from B&M.
So of those 3 models that you mentioned, you said a wing coaster, a dive coaster, and a Mock Ride's Big Dipper, right?
In that order, I'd put the dive coaster as the first pick, as the most likely option by far. Then the wing, then the Big Dipper.
I remember a couple of years back before COVID and just, the pandemic as a whole, and when all the parks shut down, there was that leak about a potential Gravity group coaster. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the shuttle coaster, yeah.
I still feel, and at this point, if Dorney just gets any new roller coaster, it's gonna be better than nothing at all, because Dorney really needs another roller coaster in their lineup. I was honestly disappointed when they removed Stinger. Not that it was this great ride. It's a, inverted boomerang. It's nothing crazy, but it was good for Dorney. But that land has been empty for a good number of seasons now. It needs something there. Not even just a coaster. Something just needs to be put in that spot. It just looks so bland, and you have to walk all the way down this path to the Flyers. It's just something needs to be there.
Yeah, and plus they have the Dinosaurs Alive land left over now that they can work with as well.
Yeah, so could this finally be Dorney Park's time to shine? Because in the early 2000s, Dorney was put on the map with Steel Force, which was
97.
Late 90s, yeah. And then Talon in 2001. And Hydra was 2004?
5.
Yeah, so if you look at that, I guess, 10-year gap there, Dorney was put on the map as one of Cedar Fair's big parks. They were really putting a lot of money into Dorney.
Yeah.
So could it be Dorney's time again where they get the dive coaster, and maybe we could see that Gravity group shuttle come back around in Dinosaurs Alive's former spot?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'd go in Stinger/Laser's former land, which I really wish. It still bugs me that they replaced a Schwarzkopf with a Vekoma inverted boomerang. You don't do that. A Vekoma inverted boomerang is never better than a Schwarzkopf.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ride Laser. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to, but wow.
Yeah, it's in Germany now on the fair circuit, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so where do you think this will fit in Dorney's lineup? Do you think a B&M dive, assuming it will be the dive? I mean, like you said, it could be a Mock Ride's Big Dipper. It could be a wing. We don't know. This is all speculation.
Well,
but if it's a dive, is this a good fit for Dorney's lineup?
Here's how I look at it. Does it fill any gaps in their lineup? Not really, but it is a new coaster for Dorney Park, which they desperately need.
Yep, you're basically just alluding to what I said. Anything is better than nothing at this point for Dorney.
Exactly.
So everyone has their own personal opinions. I don't know what your top 5 at Dorney is. Mine goes Talon, Steel Force, Possessed, Hydra, Thunderhawk.
I think that's the same top 5 for me. I think.
Okay.
Because I know Talon is my favorite. I know I like Possessed. I'm sorry. I know Steel Force is second. And I know I like Possessed more than Hydra. And I like all those more than Thunderhawk.
And you like Thunderhawk more than the Wild Mouse, I assume.
Duh. That's a good one.
You'd be surprised. There's a good number of people out there that hate Thunderhawk. I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that bad. It just doesn't do too much.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's like one of the oldest wooden roller coasters left. It's running great for its age. And it's been retracked multiple times. But still, like...
Didn't it used to have like a completely different layout?
Not completely different, but... Yeah, it was a lot different than it is today. It used to have buzz bars back in the day, too.
Man, I wish I could have experienced it with buzz bars.
Yeah, because it does have several airtime hills that you really don't get much airtime. But anyway, that's besides the point. Of Dorney's lineup, I think, for me personally, I think the dive coaster would probably go number 2 or number 3. I don't think it would top Talon for me. I love Talon. I think Talon's an awesome ride. I think it could have the potential to be better than Steel Force, depending on just how intense it is. That's another thing. This will be one of very few B&M dive coasters to not have a mid-course brake run.
True, which is a positive.
Yeah, so you got to think it's dropping at how fast do dive coasters go? They reach like 70, right?
Between 60 and 70, yeah, usually.
Yeah, so you got to think no mid-course. That's going to be flying through the layout.
Yeah.
You got to think of it that way. I think it'll be very similar to Emperor, though.
Well, I was going to say it'd be very similar to Bear in 1898 over at Efteling.
That's another good comparison as well.
There's also this dive coaster over in China. What's it called? Like Western Regions or something like that it'd be very similar to. It's a blue and purple color scheme. It's in China.
Maybe if I saw a POV of it, but not ringing a bell. But yeah, I think for Dorney's lineup specifically, I would probably rank it 2 or 3. I don't think it would top town for me. It could blow me away. I do like B&M dive coasters. They're probably, apart from the stand-ups, actually, no, I do like dive coasters more than wings, I think.
For me, I'd probably put it out of between 1 to 8 of Dorney Park's lineup. I'd probably put it around number 4, I'd say.
8? Or they have 7 now. Yeah, they have 7 now.
They have 7 now. If you were to include the dive coaster in that mix, that would be 8.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. This could be all rumors, and we could be let down once again, and Dorney could get nothing. I think there's still the possibility of that. But I feel like there's a better chance of this happening now based off evidence I've seen, and there's supposedly a meeting going on this week through the township about this proposed plan and trying to get it passed.
It's next week, actually. It's the 16th, I think.
Okay. Well, the fact that that's all in the works, Dorney is adding something, but will it be the dive coaster? We'll have to see.
I'll say, if it does work out, good job, Cedar Fair, for actually giving some love to the smaller parks, Worlds of Fun and Dorney Park. And people are already...
Zambezi Zinger, you're right, yeah.
Exactly. And people are already talking about Valley Fair. It's going to be 2025. It's going to be Valley Fair's turn in 2025. I'm like, I wouldn't go there quite yet.
Yeah, probably not. All right. So let's move on. We could talk about Dorney all day.
Yeah.
And now, this is kind of a depressing topic. I really didn't know much about this until you had mentioned it to me the other night, Jason. So why don't you talk about it to start us off?
Yeah. So on July 3rd, 2021, an 11-year-old boy by the name of Michael Jaramillo. I hope I pronounced that right. It's a Hispanic name, I think. Anyways, he died when one of the rafts on the Raging River raft ride at Adventureland flipped over. So we are talking about the Adventureland in Iowa, by the way, not the one in New York. But anyway, they announced a few days ago that this River Rapids ride will never reopen.
Same kind of spiel that's going on with the Orlando Freefall. And I think that's the right thing to do. If something that tragic happened, out of respect for the family and the kid or the person. Well, how old was the kid who fell off of the Freefall?
14.
And this kid's 11, you said?
11, yeah.
Yeah. It's just horrible. I don't remember this. So this happened in the summer. I don't remember this coming out, like the free fall. Did nobody get it on video? Is that what it was?
Which one, the free fall or the rapids?
Well, obviously someone got a video of the free fall because you could find that across social media.
I don't think anyone got the rapids on video.
I think that's what it is. I think the free fall came out sooner than the park probably wanted it to, because someone got a video immediately. And that's one of the cons, I feel like, of growing up in this era. You can just take your phone out and record anything at all times.
Yeah, and I remember when this incident happened, it wasn't handled well by Adventureland. I'll say it wasn't handled well by the park.
Yeah, they should have at least put out a statement for the kid.
Yeah, because I don't even think they reported the incident. I don't think.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right. That's pretty horrible, though.
But this year, they are actually opening a new water ride, the Log Flume Draken Falls. And, of course, they're opening the new family coaster this year as well, Flying Viking, along with the Log Flume.
On a more positive note, it's a going to be a good year for Adventureland.
Yeah, they're getting the same Zamperla package that Coney Island Luna Park got. I think it was last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so pretty short and sweet with, well, I don't want to say sweet, but short and to the point with that topic.
Yeah. Yep.
So rest in peace to that 11-year-old boy. Prayers go out to his family, and we'll move on from there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting a phone call. So now we're going to talk about TRON Lightcycle Run. Cast previews are underway. Here's what I read, or actually I saw this on the Tim Tracker's Instagram story, and he also did a video as well. So shout out to the Tim Tracker. I'm a big fan of your channel. So larger riders are frustrated with the train design as it is difficult for them to fit. Similar situation occurred with Flight of Passage, which is the big dark ride at Pandora at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. Have you ridden Flight of Passage?
I have not. The last time I was at Disney World, Pandora was under construction.
Okay, I'll explain what it is then. So I have ridden Flight of Passage one time, but what it is, you basically sit in like motorcycle position, just like on Tron. And then there's this like back restraint that rotates and comes down on your back. I think that's what is causing the problems with larger guests not fitting, because I'm assuming the back restraint doesn't come down far enough to lock in place.
Yeah, and there's also only one of these larger cars, which is the very back of the train. So from what I was reading, and this is just cast previews, they're having to wait an extra hour just for the back car.
You know, okay. They should have, being that it's Disney, I'm surprised they didn't design it with larger guests in mind. Disney seems to do everything right when it comes to accommodating any type of guest.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. But apart from all that, on the more positive end, so yeah, to be completely honest, I've seen more negative things about Tron than positive since these cast previews and all these people got to ride it. What about you?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Although, think about B&M inverts. Every other row on B&M inverts has seats that are accommodating to larger guests.
Yeah, that's true. Why they didn't, do that with Tron?
Like that, yeah.
I don't know. That really is surprising. And it's Disney, like you said. But as for Tron, I'm excited to ride it. I'm going to ride it in a couple months.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's going to be a cool ride. I mean, this is how many years in the making now?
6.
Yeah.
This coaster has been under construction for as long as I've been an enthusiast.
Yeah, well, that's yeah, that's not a good look there, Disney. But I mentioned this before on other episodes. The pandemic had a lot to do with this, and that no one could have predicted that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 2021.
If there was no COVID, I think Disney would have made that.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Disney. I still thought originally Disney would have opened Tron last season, but obviously that was not the case.
Yeah, I think it was ready to open last season. I don't know why they didn't.
So it's supposed to open April 4th, right?
Yes.
We shall see if that actually happens.
Yeah, we shall see.
All right. I meant to point this out at the beginning of the episode, but do you guys notice a certain shirt there? Well, obviously, I'm not wearing anything roller coaster related.
I was gonna mention it at the end of the video, but I now have the very first official Coasters and Things T-shirt.
Official.
So this I will probably wear to parks a lot. So if you want to meet up with me, or if you want to recognize me, I'll probably be wearing this shirt.
Yeah, if you see him, go swarm him, tackle him, and beg for an autograph.
Oh, gosh. But in the future, I'm probably going to make it to where if you guys want to buy one of these shirts, you can.
Yeah, as we mentioned the last episode, in the future, we're looking to start a shop with Thrill Life merchandise, Beyond the Thrills, and coasters and things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now let's move on to Hershey Park. All right. So this was revealed this week, a full animated POV for their 2023 RMC Wildcat's Revenge. Many of the reactions were negative, but not really when it came to the layout.
Yeah, wah, wah, wah. Okay, so if you have watched, first of all, if you haven't watched the POV, turn off this video, go watch the POV, and then come right back to this video. Okay?
Or you can just see it on the screen right now if you're watching on YouTube.
Oh, true. But anyways,
remember, I edit these.
But anyways, the POV was way too slow. It was like half the speed of what it was supposed to have been. Or
it looks like it was like maybe like 24 frames per second when it should have been at least 60.
Not only that, it kept speeding up and then slowing down, and speeding up and then slowing down.
Yeah, it almost looked like when you're going to edit a video and your editing software is freezing up on you, and it speeds up and then it slows down, and then it speeds up and then it slows down, and it causes your computer to lag. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like someone screen recorded it and it was laggy.
Yeah, it didn't, from that POV, it didn't look like it went more than 30 miles an hour.
And this is a animated POV. This isn't the first official POV of the ride actually testing in real life. This is just to give Hershey Park fans and everyone wanting to ride the coaster this summer a look at the full layout.
Yeah, although this is why Cedar Fair does such good announcement videos for their coasters. Their full or animated POVs for their upcoming coasters are always the accurate speed.
I felt like Candymonium's and, well, Jolly Rancher Remix wasn't a full POV, right? It was just kind of a compilation of footage, and then there was mixed, obviously.
Yeah.
But for Candymonium, I don't remember it being like the same thing we're seeing with Wildcat Revenge. I remember Candymonium's being good.
Candymonium was too fast, actually.
You think?
Yeah, for a B&M Hyper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going back a couple years, but like Steel Vengeance, if you put that animated POV alongside a real POV, there really isn't much of a difference. It's pretty spot on.
Yeah, Cedar Fair is always spot on with their animated POVs for their upcoming coasters. Six Flags is pretty good with it too, actually.
Yeah, overall. So if you were to ask me, do I think enthusiasts are overreacting? Oh, absolutely. They love to do that. Yeah. They are just, they're just like straight up, oh my gosh, this ride's going to suck. Hershey, you invested all this money in an RMC that's going to be lame. Like, relax. It's an animated POV. Let's wait and see the real POV. And then if you guys want to complain, have at it. But for now, let's wait and see.
It's not going to suck. It's going to be a top 3 coaster in the park.
Yeah. It's an RMC. Even the worst RMC, like, I don't really think Jersey Devil Coaster is all that great. But it's still a really good ride. It's just not as good as other RMCs I've done.
Yeah. While some RMCs are better than others, no RMC sucks.
Yeah, no. Like, a lot of people say Joker at Discovery Kingdom is the worst one, but it's still the best coaster. At least most people seem to feel it's the best coaster at Discovery Kingdom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
New Texas Giant, a lot of people claim to be the worst one, and it looks like the best coaster at Over Texas.
Exactly.
But anyway, we're just rambling on now.
Yeah. Let's move on to our last topic, and then the special segment is back. All right. So, Jason, what are we going to talk about now?
All right. So, Toutatis, is that how it's pronounced? Toutatis, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, this is the Intamin launch coaster coming to Parc Astérix this year. It is now testing. It features 4 launches, 3 inversions, and a top hat. Yeah.
I saw a lot of people in the comments on Instagram. There was a video that was leaked of it testing that I saw, and a lot of the comments were saying that it looks like Pantheon on steroids.
Exactly. I was just about to say, it looks like the Pantheon of Europe.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing at all, because Pantheon looks fantastic. If you want to know our thoughts on Pantheon, watch the last episode we just did. We talked all about it.
Yeah, and Toutatis actually looks even better than Pantheon, in my opinion.
To be honest, I don't know too much about it other than the fact that it is an Intamin, and it's a LSM multi-launch, and that it's been testing recently. I really don't know much about it. I'm going to keep it real with you.
It'll have a swing launch like Pantheon does with the backward spike.
That's cool. Yeah, the vertical rollback on Pantheon looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was more coasters out there like that.
It might be the best coaster opening in Europe this year. It's probably going to be either that or Gotham City Escape at Park Warner Madrid, which is another Intamin multi-launch coaster.
I guess we'll see more about this coaster down the line, but cool to see another coaster testing.
Yeah, it'll easily be the best coaster at Parc Astérix when it opens, and it might be the best coaster in France when it opens.
What do you think's the best coaster at that park right now?
Okay. Probably Osiris, but I know a lot of people really like Tenere 2 Zeus now that it got the Gravity Group retrack.
Okay. Osiris is invert, right?
The B&M invert, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. If you can't tell, I'm not too familiar with this. Of all the topics we talked about today, this is the one I probably know least about.
The one I was least familiar with was Tron, actually.
Oh, for real? Yeah, I've been keeping up with that. I've kept up with that since they announced it, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
All right. So now the special segment. And for those of you who are just tuning into the podcast for the first time, for the special segments, that's all me. Jason has no idea what I'm about to ask him. So in a way, I'm kind of putting him on the spot.
All
right. So here we go. All right. Of every new roller coaster opening this season, which is the one you feel is not being talked about enough? So I'll let you start.
Oh, my goodness. That's so hard.
I think it's safe to say the one that is being talked about the most currently is probably Pipeline.
I don't know. Hold on. You give your opinion first, because I need to look back and see what the coasters are opening this year.
Okay. I'm going to go a little outside the box here, and I'm going to mention the two roller coasters that are going to Mattel Adventure Park, or just Mattel Adventure Park as a whole.
Oh, in Arizona?
Yeah, Bone Shaker and Twin Mill Racer. And I know when we had Chris and Nate on the pod during Series 1, we talked about this, and Chris made a good point that Twin Mill Racer is the big coaster, and Bone Shaker is the family coaster, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That Twin Mill Racer is basically just a modern version of Steam and Demon. He's not wrong when you look at the layout.
Yeah.
But I still feel that Mattel Adventure Park should be getting talked about more. I love the concept. I think it's going to have awesome theming. Cool to see another Chance Rides Hyper GTX built, even though it has, it's nothing like Lightning Run at Kentucky Kingdom. Yeah. But cool to see another GTX built. All right. So I'm going to go with those two coasters.
Okay. I have one in mind. I'm actually going to go with Palindrome at Codaland, actually. Now,
okay.
Are we for sure that this is opening this year? No, but it's looking like it will, because Track and the trains are on site at Codaland for it.
Okay. Yeah.
So
any significant reason alone that you feel this should be talked about more, though?
Yeah, because, come on. It's a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster. Not only that, it's a shuttle coaster. The only Gerstlauer Infinity shuttle coaster. I was about to say the only Gerstlauer shuttle coaster, but Rewind Racers.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Good catch there. I wouldn't have remembered that.
Not only that, it has
Racers. That's so random.
it has the little airtime hill in the spike.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it has the what is it? The stall that goes over the road.
Okay.
That would be for some crazy hang time.
Yeah, for sure. So what coaster do you think is being talked about the most then? So we gave the ones that we feel should be talked about more. Which is the one you feel is being talked about more than anything else? I said Pipeline, but I could be forgetting another one.
I might go Tron, actually.
Tron? Yeah, as of late, and I think this could have a lot to do with FunSpot not announcing the date for Air Force One yet. I feel like it's starting to get a little neglected.
Yeah,
from Tron and Pipeline.
Tron's being talked about an awful lot.
As it should, though, because, there are people out there that have already ridden it.
That is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Air Force One has been in the works for a number of years, too. So maybe once FunSpot does announce the opening date for Air Force One, dying to know.
So am I.
Yeah, so we can get this trip we have in the works situated. I don't know. I think, I'm probably going to go Pipeline, though. Besides Tron, I'll go Pipeline just because the construction for that just happened so quickly.
Yeah. And, okay. I'm kind of really scared of what you're going to think of me for this one. I'm going to go Big Bear Mountain.
You feel like it's not being talked about enough.
Right. Not being talked about enough. I think it looks really, really good, actually.
I'd actually agree with that.
Oh, wow. I accidentally hit my computer right there.
You're good. Yeah, I'd actually agree with that.
It'll be a long ride. What was the ride duration on it? Like over 2 minutes.
Yeah, like almost 2 minutes and 50 seconds, maybe even a little over that.
Yeah, almost 4,000 feet of track. Onboard audio.
Yeah, I like onboard audio. That's cool.
The layout was completed a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Has it tested yet or no?
No.
Or at least that we know of.
They're still working on the theming.
Okay. Yeah, but a lot of times you'll see coasters test and then they'll add all that later.
Well, I mean, they'll have to add in the theming because, I mean, it goes under like rock work. They'll have to add the theming in and then test it again because of clearance tests.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because it has all those waterfalls. I know what you're talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so you're going to go for US, you're going to go Big Bear Mountain, and I'm going to go Pipeline. All right.
Yeah.
Comment down below what you guys think is the coaster that's not being talked about enough. Another one I feel like is Dark Castle.
Dark Coaster?
Or Dark Coaster, Dark Castle, whatever. All right, Jason, wrap us up, man.
Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for next week's episode. And this is Coasters and Things and
Beyond the Thrills.
Signing out.
See you guys.